What's up, guys? Game Fan of Game Center, and I'm back giving you yet another Drama Scripted Saturday. And how we start off every Drama Scripted Saturday, I'm going to give you the ratings for this past week's AEW and NXT. And AEW wins yet again with 792,000 viewers to NXT's 619,000 viewers. So AEW wins again. I think this is the sixth week in a row, 6 or 7 week in a row. But if you're new here, I usually give you my thoughts on the past week in wrestling and WWE and AEW. Sometimes Impact, if they do anything spectacular, and sometimes New Japan Wrestling. But I'm gonna go through WWE first, and then I'll hop into AEW, and then I'll give you the insider news at the end. So let's start with the 3-hour mayhem called Raw. So major key things, we had the continuation of the Big E solo push. Then we had Retribution messing up the first go attempt of the match, and then they finished the match at the end of the show, which Big E won. So happy about that. But that was on SmackDown. Now that I'm going over it because I'm going backwards. But Raw, main thing you could take of is Asuka. Best match was Asuka versus Bayley. Bayley won. You had Underground, which didn't have rules at first. Now there's a rule. The women can't fight the men, but Shane 2 weeks ago said that there's no rules. Now there is rules. The Hurt Business wasn't in the Underground, which I thought that's what the Hurt Business was for. So very odd. And even in their promo, when MVP talking, blaming his loss on the lights, he didn't, call themselves the Hurt Business again. And then the whole thing with Apollo Crews coming out and the bad line saying, I make bad decisions because I'm a bad man, really doesn't make sense. And then the match itself, Shelton Benjamin versus Apollo Crews, was good, but Shelton Benjamin won. So shouldn't this be a triple threat match now at SummerSlam? Because one of the people that's in the same faction as the star, because MVP looks like he's the leader and the star of this faction, just beat the champion. So how would that look if MVP beats Apollo Crews at SummerSlam, gets the title? Wouldn't that already cause an issue with inside the group? Because Shelton Benjamin beat Apollo Crews, so shouldn't Shelton Benjamin naturally feel entitled to get a title shot against MVP right away? Like, you see how that would already break up the group that's only officially 2 to 3 weeks old? So that was odd. Randy Orton basically killed Ric Flair. I guess Randy Orton's back on his Legend Killer persona, and HBK has been announced to show up on this week's Raw to avenge Ric Flair. So I guess Randy's gonna do his Legend Killer thing and probably kill off HBK too. That seems the route that we're going for this Drew McIntyre versus Randy Orton match. And this is, like I said, I don't know if this is a spoiler. This is a highly valued rumor that it is rumored that Randy Orton is going to get the title at SummerSlam, but it's still a rumor. Vince could change that at any given second, but so there was that. How can I forget Seth Rollins and Murphy beating the holy hell out of Dominic with the kendo sticks. talk about getting heel heat. Seth and Murphy definitely accomplished that on Monday with just the physical beating of Dominic with the kendo sticks. And zero help. So no one likes Dominic. Not even Andrade, which they, tried to kayfabe on Twitter saying that they had his back, and yet while he's getting whooped like a government mule with kendo sticks, no one helped Dominic. So, this helps us fans root for the babyface even harder coming up in this week's SummerSlam. But damn, Dominic got beat pretty badly. He was like red like a tomato after that. So then we have Retribution. Again, they threw a brick. Not a brick, it was a cinder block. Threw a cinder block through the Performance Center main entrance, it seems like, and it shattered. I feel like they missed a huge opportunity. Because last week's SmackDown, they destroyed the ring. They attacked fans in the audience, and they destroyed the whole Performance Center, the ring area. Which we now know, now that it's confirmed, that WWE's got this. What is it called? The Amway Center. So it's an outside center, just like how AEW has Daily Place. So now it's confirmed that WWE has this spot all the way through October 30th. They should have saved that Retribution spot when they, torturized the ring and stuff at the Performance Center. They should have saved it for this week's SmackDown, because now it would make sense to add to the story more on why they had to move. We had to move because Retribution fucked shit up. And it gives them more credibility as a faction. Like, they messed things up so much that they had to move to a whole new center. I'm very surprised that they didn't do that. I feel like that was a missed opportunity. So they have the Amway Center all the way up until October 30th. So it's gonna be interesting to see how the show's production is gonna move. Now that they're not at something that they own. They're at they rented someone else's spot. So yeah, that was Raw. Pretty much. Vega denied poisoning Montez. So we're still on who poisoned one half of the Street Profits, which either it turns out to be Vega or someone else. But we're still on that. Randy Orton basically killed off Ric Flair. And, Retribution still is messing up stuff. Now we head on to SmackDown. Asuka wins the Battle Royale, so she has to do double duty at SummerSlam, and actually has a shot to take the titles off of both Bayley and Sasha, which that definitely would lead to a Sasha and Bayley feud, because they both lost the titles to the same person, and they could indirectly blame one another, because technically it would be Sasha's fault for saying, hey, you have to be Bayley to get a shot at that title, and then Asuka won the Battle Royale to get a shot at Bayley's title, and she's already beaten Bayley. So it's like, you beating her once, you could definitely beat her 3 weeks from now, right? So that's that. We're gonna look at how that plays. Yet again, more Retribution stuff. Like I said, they interfered in the Big E match at the beginning of the show, and then at the end of the show, they messed up the whole back room in the locker, and they locked someone in the bathroom. So I don't see where they're going. I really don't see where they're going with this. I think next week will be week 3. We still don't know who these people are. and yet it's already been told that the people that's actually messing up the stuff that's acting as Retribution aren't the actual members of Retribution. So we've yet to still find out any identities, who's the leaders, what's their motive, what's going on, who knows. Interesting with Braun Strowman and the Fiend Bray Wyatt and Alyssa Bliss. I still don't really get Alyssa Bliss involvement, and this would be the third straight week in a row she's been abused or tortured psychically and physically in some shape or way or form. We're going on week 3, because the first 2 weeks was the Fiend, and now this week it was Braun snapping on her and was about to give her a gorilla plush slam until the Fiend makes the save. So we potentially have a double switch on our hands, making Braun Strowman a heel and the Fiend a face. What? Like, my face expression says it all. I don't really see the Fiend's character being a face. I think that character has to remain mysterious. It has to remain a heel. It has to remain doing messed up things so us viewers could be afraid of it. It being a face, I think that just totally throws it all off. I mean, if you wanted to make Bray Wyatt a face, you would use the Bray Wyatt persona. You could use that side. I can see that side going over more as a face than the dark side, Fiend side going over as a face, because I think you could do that, and then that would just add to the creative genius that Bray Wyatt is. So you could say one persona is a face and the other persona is a heel. I don't really think that the Fiend being a face really is gonna come off good, because faces don't do what the Fiend does. And technically speaking, he committed a homicide 3 weeks ago. He drowned Braun Strowman. So, and apparently when you drown in Bray Wyatt's pond, you come back with no hair. So yeah, no hair on your head. So yeah, I don't really see how this man who tortured Alyssa Bliss 3 weeks ago comes back and saved Alyssa Bliss I just don't see it. I just don't. What else? We gotta go to AEW. Fantastic match between Chris Jericho and Orange Cassidy. Chris Jericho as singles, as we're in the year 2020, singles wise, has only lost to Jon Moxley and Orange Cassidy. So Orange Cassidy picking up a victory on Chris Jericho puts him up there now. He's technically Orange Cassidy, after the MJF Jon Moxley thing. Orange Cassidy technically now should be next in line for AEW World Title shot. You know, if wins and losses matter. And the funny thing that AJ Styles made fun of that during his segment on SmackDown. And then we had the TV debut of Joseph Parks. He's been a backstage producer for a while, but this is first, in-ring thing on WWE on SmackDown. But yeah, so that's gonna be interesting. So it looks like I feel we gotta some way somehow, and I have a strong feeling MJF is gonna walk out of All Out with the AEW World Heavyweight title, and then I feel after that Orange Cassidy's just gonna show up. And we're just gonna start with that, and I think something's gonna happen to distract John for immediately going back to the title. I think they're gonna hop right back in with the feud with Brian Cage, because we could say from that would be 6 or 7 weeks from their first match, right? So you could go on with the arm is fully healed, if that armbar ever did any little damage to Brian Cage's arm at all. Do that. AEW went what I said what they were going to go with. Matt Hardy now has no control over all his personas because of the chair shot. Making sense. Because he took that shot to the head so hard. So I'm happy that they went that route. Makes sense. And for those of you who don't remember, that's how it all started on Impact. He hit his head and became broken. Now he got a chair shoved in his forehead, Sabu-like. He has no control anymore. I like that consistency, and it makes sense. They debuted the AEW TNT title, the finished product. They debuted it on Dynamite, and I feel like they could have saved that for All Out. I feel like that was for me, I feel like that was a wasted opportunity. You could have saved that for All Out, and that would have been like another special treat for the people that are going to buy the pay-per-view. That would have been another extra treat, a bonus to say, oh, All Out, you didn't know it was coming, but here's the final version of the AEW TNT title. It would have been nice if it would have debuted on a pay-per-view, but he gave it away for free. So missed opportunity there, in my opinion, missed opportunity. And now Brody Lee wants a shot. So like I said, it just seems like anyone could just walk up and get a shot at the TNT championship. So now Brody Lee is going to get his shot. Bucks beat Jurassic Express. Really nothing much from that. And that was pretty much. There's some speculations that they're hinting at creating another Four Horsemen with Arn Anderson, FTR, and Hangman, but that means they would have to break up Kenny and Hangman, which I'm assuming is coming any day now, as soon as they lose the titles. But who knows who they're going to lose the titles to? Are they going to lose the titles to FTR? They really can't, because then that would mean that Paige would turn on Kenny, but it seems like they're building up for Kenny to turn on Paige. Or nothing could happen. Or we could just be looking too hard into it and nothing happens. So, that's really that. And in unscripted news, AEW released 3 people this past week. They released Sadie Gibbs, Bea Presley, and the most notable person on this list, Jimmy Havoc. So Bea hasn't even wrestled in AEW since the pandemic has started. So I don't think any of these releases will impact the company whatsoever, but I wish all 3 superstars luck in their future endeavors. So that's pretty much it in this week of wrestling. It's a pretty okay week. Nothing really extraordinary. Surprises: Asuka have to do double duty at SummerSlam, so she has the chance to be like Chris Jericho and go against both main eventers of both brands for their main event title and winning. So that'll be interesting if she does it. Becky Lynch did it, but remember that was a triple threat match. That wasn't 2 separate matches. Asuka is basically doing the Chris Jericho thing. It's 2 separate matches. So that'll be exciting to watch. Next week, it's going to be my SummerSlam predictions. So I hope you guys tune in for that. Please, if you will, please leave your thoughts in the comment sections below of what you thought on this past week of wrestling. And until next Saturday, guys, I'm Game Fiend if you know all games, and I'm out of here. Later, and peace. Be safe, everyone.